The clients that lose 20 pounds in 90 days don't have more willpower. They just do this one thing differently than everyone else. Let's be real. You have a job, you have a family, you have other priorities, you're scattered. Fat loss has fallen to somewhere near the bottom of your priority list, and that's okay. But what if I told you that you don't need forever to get in shape? You just need one dedicated season. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Life has seasons. Sometimes there's a season for rest. Sometimes there's a season for eating, like the holidays. I would never say, hey, it's holiday season, let's get into a cut and let's try to drop some fat during holiday season. Probably not the most strategic move, right? So there's different seasons in life. There's a season to get stronger, to feed your body a little more, to lift heavier weights in the weight room, and to just get stronger. And then there's another season to really focus on fat loss and get shredded and achieve whatever goals it is that you want. Doesn't mean that you need a six-pack, but maybe you're just a person with a wife and kids or a family and kids, and you just want to be healthier and you want to drop 20 to 25 pounds. That's fine too. There's a season for that. And so what I want you to understand in this video is that it's okay to be a little obsessive as long as it's not for a lifetime, as long as it's just for a short temporary period, or what I like to call a season. Motivation doesn't come from these random spurts that hit you now and then. Like, you might get random spurts of motivation, but you can't rely on that. And so what I want you to think about is you're better off having an intention to a season, dedicating, in my opinion, 90 days is a good amount of time, but dedicating a temporary amount of time to really focus in on your goals and to focus with intention and to have a plan and to have a strategy in place and to execute on that plan and that strategy. And that's what's going to get you to your goal. You don't need a whole lifetime. Now, once you get there, there are strategies that we can talk about afterwards to keep you there so that you don't gain the weight back like everyone else does. Think of it like an accelerator or like a launch window. For the next 90 days, you shut down distractions. You forget about everything else. You obviously can't forget about your family and your job and stuff like that, but you forget about all the other distractions that you have control over, that you have the ability to kind of push to the side, and you focus on your goal. And you focus on this goal for you, for your family, for your kids, for whatever it is that's important to you. You go into this fat loss season with intention and with a strategic plan that you're going to execute on. People all the time say, don't be obsessed with fitness. And while I do believe that that is a well-intentioned statement, I will tell you, I lost 125 pounds or 127 pounds, and I lost that in 6 months. And not to say that you should do it that quickly, but just to show the art of the possible, just to show that when you do get hyper-focused and hyper-obsessive on something for a certain period of time, I mean, even though I was obsessed while I was losing that weight, I would never take it back. I would never go back and say I would have done it differently. Why? Because it changed my life for the better, and it allows me to sit here and talk about my experience about going from almost 300 pounds to where I am today, and being able to help other people and having clients that rely on me for information and for guidance to help them do the same thing. And so I would never take that back. That required a season of intention, of strategy, of a lot of learning, and a lot of really removing the distractions and just focusing on what my intention was and what my goal was. There's a study back in 2020 that showed, in obesity, that showed that individuals who commit to a structured fat loss phase for 12 to 16 weeks, so about that 3-month period, a little longer maybe, show better adherence and results than those who take a flexible, unstructured approach. Now, if you watch this channel for a while, if you're new here, welcome, and I'm glad you're here. If you've watched this channel for a while, you probably know that I'm a big advocate of don't do these crazy challenges that are then going to end up with you being in the same place that you started because you didn't work on the habits and the foundational stuff that you need to work on to be just healthier, right? This 90-day season is not that. All right. This 90-day season is a temporary time where you hyper-focus, but you're hyper-focused on the things that matter. You're hyper-focused on establishing a new foundation. You're hyper-focused on establishing the right behaviors and habits around nutrition, around fitness, around stress, around sleep, around all of the different things that matter for you to become this new version of yourself after that season. But you're going to be more effective if you attack this season with intention and with purpose, versus just having fat loss be this side project that you're doing while all of the other distractions of life are taking priority. Now, the tricky part about this is understanding and knowing when is the right time for you to enter this season. So not everyone is ready to enter a season of fat loss, a season of 90 days of real focus and hyper focused on just one goal and putting in strategy and executing. Not everyone is ready for that. And me as a coach, when I evaluate who I'm going to be working with, and I have coaching calls, what I call discovery calls, just to kind of see where folks are at and how determined they are to lose weight. There's a lot of times when I talk to someone who needs to lose 20 pounds, but they're absolutely okay with their 20 extra pounds, and they're not going to focus because they don't have enough pain in their life, right? And so one of the biggest things is understanding and knowing, are you in the right time in your life where you're ready to step into this season, this actual intentional season of shedding weight, losing fat, and doing it with strategy and with execution? Are you ready for that? Here are some of the different ways that you can kind of probably tell if you're ready for that season, okay? The first one is you're sick of feeling stuck in your body. You're really just fed up with how you feel. You in the morning when you're going to put on your shirts are fitting tight. It really bothers the heck out of you. You're putting on your pants and your pants are feeling tight, whether it's in the waist, whether it's on the legs, anywhere. Your clothes is fitting tight. You're just not comfortable in your own body. That's one really, really clear indicator that you're ready to enter this, temporary season, and you're ready to just really hit the ground running and really, really focus. Another big sign that you're probably ready to enter this season for yourself is you've been thinking about losing fat more and more. So it's not like it's just going away. It's kind of becoming more and more prominent in terms of like what you're thinking about. You remind yourself of it when you're going to have lunch at work. You remind yourself of it when you're going to go put on a shirt. You remind yourself of it specifically when you're going to go out to dinner, whether it's with your spouse or with your girlfriend or with your friends. If you're single, you remind yourself of it when you think, oh, I'm going to put on this clothes. Like, what are people going to think about me? How are they going to see me? I used to think about that when I was overweight. I had this habit where I would always go like this to my shirts because I was overweight. And I feel like I always had to kind of like make sure that my shirt was fitting a little looser. So I would go like this and I would just kind of adjust my shirt. If you're one of those people that's always adjusting your shirt and you're always adjusting your clothes like that, that's a clear sign that you're uncomfortable in your own body. And your unconscious is kind of telling you like, hey man, like we got to get this thing figured out. And we can't continue to wait on this. The third kind of reason or sign that you should look for is you're ready to stop dabbling and you're ready to start executing. Like you're not in it to say, oh, well, let me see what's out there and let me see what I can possibly do. Like, no, you're like, you know what? Like I'm going to find some help and I'm going to execute. And no matter what the plan is, I'm going to make sure that I stick to that plan and I'm going to execute. So if that's you, if you kind of resonate with some of these reasons, then what I would say is I've got a 90-day program. And the reason why I built it around 90 days, I used to make this 6 months and I used to work with clients for 6 months. What I realized is there's something called the law of Parkinson's or Parkinson's law. And it has nothing to do with the disease, but basically what it means is if I tell you you have 24 hours to clean your room, you're going to take 24 hours to clean your room. If I tell you you have 30 minutes to clean your room, you're going to take 30 minutes to clean your room. And so the task will expand to the amount of time that the task is given to complete. And so what happened was when I had people that I was working with for 6 months and they wanted to lose 20 pounds, they would lose 20 pounds in 6 months. Whereas I know as a coach that you can lose 20 to 25 pounds in 90 days if you're hyper-focused. And so it's more valuable to my clients to say not only lose 20 to 25 pounds or more, but lose it in a shorter amount of time, but just be hyper-focused. And I'll hold your hand and help you get there and help you go through any kind of, obstacles and things like that and plateaus or whatever, but you got to be hyper-focused and you got to be ready to execute. And so if that's you, there's a link in the description where it's just going to simply invite you to watch a short little 2 to 3 minute video. And then after that, you'll have an opportunity to book a time slot with me or someone on my team where we can just have a friendly conversation. This isn't a high pressure sales call. It's just a conversation to see if it's something that we can do to help you. And most likely it'll be with me. It might be with one of my other colleagues, but most likely it'll be directly with me. And we'll just sit down and we'll talk about what your goals are. We'll talk about why it is that now is the right time for you. And I want you to kind of think about these 3 things that we talked about. Are you stuck in your body? Are you feeling stuck? Are you just fed up? Are you, thinking about losing weight more and more and more and you just can't stop thinking about it? Are you just ready to execute? Are you ready to go all in and execute? Because I wouldn't want to work with someone that's not ready to execute, and you wouldn't want to invest money in something when you're not ready to kind of go through with it. Again, link in the description. That video and that page is meant for you to try to book a call with me, because if I don't talk to you, I don't know if I can help you. And so that's just flat out what it is. If we don't have a conversation and we don't talk about your goals, then I have no idea whether I can help you or not. And so I want to understand what you've been through in the past. I want to understand what kind of diets you have, what kind of food you enjoy, what kind of exercise you're doing or not doing, right? Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how much weight you have to lose. What matters more is where your mind is at. Are you ready to kind of jump into this season, this 90-day season of being hyper-focused and having a plan and executing it? We have the plan to give you, but we need you to execute it. We'll help you along the way, and we'll be there for all the questions that you have along the way, but you need to be the one to execute the plan. And so again, if that's you, link in the description. I also have a couple of other things that you can get there. You can get my 28-page free nutrition guide by signing up with a link in the description as well to my newsletter. Send out a newsletter every Saturday morning. It talks about mindset, weight loss, everything from my experience of losing over 125 pounds and having kept it off for over 22 years now. I talk about all that stuff, and I try to give you a little bit of a different insight, or they're not too long. They're usually about 3 to 4 minutes in reading length, so they're not too long, but enough to give you something to kind of keep you motivated in terms of getting to your weight loss goals. If you enjoyed this video, then I think you'll really enjoy this other video that talks about my 125-pound weight loss journey, or my 127-pound weight loss journey, whatever, 2 pounds, no, not a big deal. But you'll enjoy that video where I talk about the entire journey. You'll get to know a little bit more about me and my past, and how I lost my weight when I was 19, and how I've been able to keep that off all of these years. Now I'm in my early 40s. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm really happy with my physique, but it took a lot of learning, a lot of science, a lot of just kind of trial and error to get myself to where I'm at. And so now I try to share that with you guys. So again, check out that video that'll pop up here any minute now, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.